Hello and welcome back to our Greenskins campaign, and we're here at our newly conquered town because, well, let's face it, I feel like it's probably a good idea for us to take on the nearby army. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit, maybe not the best idea, but we're going to try it nevertheless. I'm going to just get rid of a couple of these animals here because we are way over encumbered, as you can see right there, and indeed we are going to be getting rid of a lot of our meat as well. And that is, wow, okay, instantaneous profit right there. Look at that, 18,000 we're getting, and I still have 14,000 remaining. This is actually kind of a, well, I'm going to say it right now. This is actually a really nice system, a really nice mechanic for the Greenskins specifically, shall we say. Because basically what that means is that what we can do, because the developers of the mod, they realize, you see, they realize that we are going to be donating, or shall we say, you know, giving our loot to the stash or to the quartermaster. And what we're going to do is obviously lose a bunch of money as a result of that, because we're going to be giving away all of our loot and everything, and so it's not going to be applied to our coffers. So having the ability to sell meat almost, well, I wouldn't say infinitely, but we're selling a lot of meat for a very, very good amount of cash, and most of the time we're going to be having a significant amount of this. So this is a really nice system, actually, because, as I said, you're going to be giving away all your loot. It's great, you know, so really makes a big difference, actually. Anyway, we have 2 days until the brawl is back. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to do that yet. Hopefully, I'm going to be able to... Oh, hello, a traveling merchant. Okay. This could be kind of nice. I'm actually thinking, wait a minute, come on now, a Dark Elven sword. Okay, the Dark Elves are not in the game yet, but, well, not playable, shall we say, not playable yet. But hopefully soon, hopefully sometime soon. But yeah, let's actually see, wait a minute, what do we got going on here? Wow, we've got some pretty nice boots for humans, but not so much for the orcs, not so much for them. Speaking of that, speaking of that particular accent, I'm not entirely sure. Do people want... I don't know. I've seen a couple of comments about that, and I was like, oh, really? Is that not going to get annoying? I don't know. Would it get annoying if... is this guy literally going to... Wait. Is he going to... No. He's getting trapped. Okay, that's hilarious. Did you see that? He was literally going to try and besiege this. I am... Wait a minute. What is he doing right now? Is he actually serious? This is kind of crazy. But yeah, I was going to say, is it annoying for me to do an entire episode speaking like an orc? Because obviously I'm going to do my normal commentary, but it's going to be in the orc voice. Because I'm not ever going to be able to speak, you know, phonetically correct every single thing that I say, because I'm just not good enough to know about that. What's actually going on here? Look at this. What is that? What is this guy on? Is he serious? Okay, I am way too slow. I'm overburdened massively, so yeah, I think I'm gonna have to do something about that, because otherwise I'm never gonna be able to catch him. So, oh, there is actually... Wow, really? The brawl? That was already 2 days? I was chasing him around for 2 days? That is funny. Alright, yeah, well, we've got 10,000 here, so I'm just gonna get rid of some more meat. You know what? Let's see if there's actually anything really... Oh, no, it's just human stuff, isn't it? Yeah, as you can see. Orc shaming weird bits. Yeah. Yeah, so, as I said, do you want me to make an episode speaking entirely like an orc? Just let me know. Let me know in the comments if you think that would be annoying or not. Because, I don't know. As I said, that's why I was kind of a little bit in two minds about it. Because, you know, people that find it annoying are going to be like, oh, no, I don't want to watch this episode because of this. You know? And people that like it, well, you know, they're going to like it a lot, so I don't know. But yeah, anyway, let me know what you think. Otherwise, wait, let's have a look. Ooh, I was kind of... wait a minute. What about a giant wolf? Can I ride a wolf? Is that actually like a... Is that an applicable thing for an orc to ride? I don't think so, right? I mean, it does... It just has so much more speed. Now, I think a wolf is like a goblin thing, right? Yeah, I think a wolf is like a goblin thing. That's what I've seen so far, at least. Okay, so unfortunately for me, I'm still overburdened massively. Oh no, maybe not as much. Not as much. I actually wonder, can I... Oh, I can't put this in the... Oh, that's annoying, isn't it? Okay. Oh, hello. Wait. I can actually get this guy. Okay, that's kind of nice. let's get this guy. I'm not sure if I really want to be honest. Okay, let me see here. It's so, the way they speak is so funny. It's so amazing that they did such a really good job on their speech here. I knew a git who worked for Grimgor Ironhide, the biggest and the baddest boss since the old days. I's the best. You was with a git who knew Grimgor, that's zogging nuts. Alright, you're tough. That's great. Alright, I got a job for you. Okay, yeah. Yeah, and then I almost punched him. Yeah, of course. That's usually what I do in these situations. Alright, so yeah, there you go. We do have another companion now, which is quite nice. And I'm actually going to go. I'm actually going to go into the tournament here. I'm actually not entirely sure. Meanest and the baddest. I need to check this real quick, actually. Meanest and the baddest. It says here... Yeah. Big bosses in the mob pay 5 teeth every day. Now, clearly, that is not the case. Because it says 0. So I'm assuming that's bugged in some way or another. Yeah. Anyway, I'll do this brawl and then we'll fight the guy. Or hopefully fight the guy, at least. I mean, at the moment, I'm currently over-encumbered with the amount of people that we have. So let's just get rid of a couple of goblins. There you go. And we'll just level up some people. Okay, so we've gone into the battle against the king himself. This is an even battle. Look at the combat strength right here. Obviously, we've seen in the past how dangerous Bretonnia can actually be. Now, obviously, the main reason why I'm doing this is because we can then eliminate this army and hopefully move on to their other fiefs in the area. Because there's only 2 of them, as far as I'm aware. They only have 2 castles, I think. One is very close by and another one is relatively far away. But I was kind of hoping that our allies might be able to come into it and actually do something to help us out. Obviously, we've got orcs, so we don't really have that much in the way of cavalry. So let's actually just make sure that our forces are going to catch up to us here. Because as you can see, I've just literally got infantry and about 13 archers. That's pretty much it. Which is not really that... That is not particularly good. I was actually thinking of starting to transition a little bit into using archers, but then I thought to myself, well, we're kind of in the section of the game where we're now doing sieges quite a significant amount, and, well, of course, if you think about it, well, archers are maybe not going to be the most effective thing ever when we're doing a siege, in comparison to these really big stonking infantry units. So yeah, this is obviously a bit of a problem right here now, because these guys are for some reason not facing towards the opponent. I actually don't know why they don't do that, but there you go. Oh, we actually eliminated one of the enemy's vassals instantly with a wonderful head poking. That's great. Okay, I'm very surprised. I certainly wasn't expecting that. I mean, that's the funny thing. We did just get the guards perk, as far as I remember. In one of the previous episodes, we just got the guards perk, which is one of my favorite perks to get for a polearm user, because it fundamentally makes lower value polearms so much more effective. Because if you get a headshot, or should we say a head thrust, if you get a head thrust against an opponent, you're going to be able to do so much more damage, and it's going to actually provide you with a lot more killing potential in comparison to what you normally get. Because obviously right now, if I, for example, show you right here, if I hit some of these guys on their body, if I can actually do that better than what I'm currently doing right now, which would be a miracle at this point, let's face it. But let's actually just... oh, never mind. Okay. I was going to be like, oh, there's a body shot, and I didn't do that much damage, and now I'm going to do a head thrust, and then we're going to do a lot more damage. That was my attempt at that example, but apparently that didn't work out too well, did it? Okay, yeah, well, there was an arm attack against a highly armored target, right? And let's see if I can get a headshot against one of these armored targets, just so we could see the difference, because we got 81 damage beforehand. Let's see how much we can do now against this fellow. I'm going to try to get a head thrust. Let's see if we can make that happen. Yeah, he's got a shield, of course. I don't even know who this guy is, and I am riding on a boar right now, which is not the best. But we're going to try, if we can, to make this happen. Let's see if we can make this work. Come on now. This is kind of a futile exercise, isn't it? Oh, dear. I feel like an enemy of the Borg right now. Oh, yes, it's terrible. Okay. Because resistance is futile. You get it? Yeah, you get it. Anyway, the point is, if I can just do a little bit of damage just to show that the guard perk is actually kind of good. Ugh. Yes. How about there? There we go. Nice. 253 to the head, because we get 50% additional damage. You see? 50% additional damage with head thrusts than we do with the body shot. So really, really makes a huge difference to our overall ability to kill stuff. Obviously, sometimes it doesn't make that much difference because we have an overwhelming amount of speed bonus sometimes, and especially when we're fighting against these Bretonnian villains, I don't know how to say that, but yes, especially when we get those guys, they're not really that dangerous because they're very lightly armored. But of course, these are just the peasants of the Bretonnians, and as we may or may not know, because the only thing I really know about Bretonnia is that they're French, but also that they have a very stark noble versus peasant system. So in other words, most of the people that they have are peasants, and then they have the nobility, and the nobility are obviously very, very dangerous in regards to statistics, attributes, and so on and so forth. They're going to be a lot better, a lot more highly armored, highly skilled than the peasantry. And that's kind of what I've gathered from my time playing Blood Bowl, hilariously enough. I mean, that's where my knowledge comes from, which is quite amusing, I'd say. Isn't that quite amusing? I don't know. I feel like that's quite amusing. I don't know. If anyone, by the way, has any recommendations for Warhammer Fantasy games, because the only Warhammer Fantasy game that I know of, as I said just now, is Blood Bowl, and I was obviously a big fan of Blood Bowl 2. I think Blood Bowl 2 is super, super enjoyable, really, really fun. Sometimes extremely frustrating, but you know, that's the nature of dice-based games. But yeah, anyway, the point is, I had a whale of a time playing Nurgle and various other teams in that. And yeah, otherwise, that's where I know the Bretonnians from, because all their players, most of their players are peasantry, and then they obviously have some of these really, really good units, and they are very dangerous. And that's kind of where I know them from. In comparison, obviously, we do have, well, of course, I could mention the Total War, Total War Warhammer games, but I haven't really played those. I played one time, and I made a video on it. I played the Lizard Men or something like that, I think I recall, and that was it. I didn't really do much more, which is kind of unfortunate, to be honest, because it looks like a lot of fun, but oh well, never mind. But yeah, that is indeed a victory for us right there. I'm actually kind of surprised we managed to do so well. Because, as I said, I was almost 100% assuming that we would have some issues here, especially considering I didn't really use that much strategy. All I did was spread our infantry out. Our archers are just relaxing back there, which is not exactly what we want, but I guess it doesn't really matter, you know, there's only 13 of them after all. And yeah, we can actually start to speed. We can speed through things. Let's boost. There we go. We're going to go Major Sonic right here. And yeah, we should have a pretty easy time of finishing these guys up. Unfortunately, they are cavalry, which does make things slightly more difficult, slightly more complicated. And as you can see, we did take a little bit of damage from a couch lance. This is actually what's really funny. Do you see how much damage we just took? I just took 94 damage, and yet I still have over 60% of my HP. That just says everything you need to know about an orc, right? They literally just survive like no one's business. That is really, really funny. And very enjoyable, actually. It really makes you feel as though you are a powerful orc. I like that. You know, generally, whenever there is a mod of this quality, it really just hits home every single time you participate in some kind of battle or whatever. I'm always thinking to myself, wow, actually, I feel like an orc right now. You know, I feel like an orc right now in comparison to, you know, what you may expect from. Basically, it's a whole new game. You know, it's a whole new game. It's crazy. So it's yeah, that's exactly the point. You really want to feel and embody the kind of character that you're playing as, and I feel like they've done such an exceptional job with that. And I'm not even just talking about the actual feel of the character. I'm talking about everything. I'm talking about the scenes. I'm talking about the character models. Talking about everything. And I can't wait to unlock the tier 3 career options. They are going to be so fun. It is going to be so fun to get our hands on those eventually. Obviously, we're not there yet, but hopefully soon. Otherwise, let's go over to Castle, the unpronounceable name for me. But yes, we're going to go over there, and we're going to see what we can do about besieging it. And yeah, I do need to actually, I do need to fight a whole bunch of these. It's going to be a little bit problematic for me to do that, but you know, I will do it. I will do these battles. I'll probably try to do them off screen a little bit, but let's try to capture this first. Let's try to eliminate this particular faction first, and then we'll see what we can do after that. I'm not entirely sure what we should do right here, because we can't really starve these guys out. I guess what I'll actually do is I'm going to get some trebuchets. I know. I don't usually do this in the Orc campaign right now, but I'm going to get some trebuchets, and I'm going to try to destroy the walls. I have a bad feeling that we're probably going to be attacked by... Yeah, there are quite a few vassals here. They might try... Oh, hello. We got a vassal of our own. Maybe they're going to come and actually try to assist us. That would be quite nice of them. But yeah, highly unlikely. Anyway, we did get 250 in polearms, so we're going to get 5% additional damage with thrust attacks made with polearms, or 15% increased handling. The question is, I don't think 5% damage is really going to do anything, so I'm actually going to go for counterweight here, because we can swing our polearm if we hold it as a two-handed. Now, one of the main problems that we're going to face with doing this particular strategy is that if we even do get the opportunity to go in here and actually capture the castle, we're going to have some problems with the walls being down, because every single vassal in the area is going to be like, oh wow, that is a really easy castle to take, and we're going to try to recapture it as easy as that. You know, as easy as just snapping your fingers. Unfortunately, dear. Yes, unfortunately this is also a bit of a problem, but thankfully they are, well, I mean, they are 600, that is kind of dangerous, but hopefully this is going to be okay, because we are capable of doing this. Let me actually just see here. Oh no, we barely have anyone. Oh dear. Yeah, these guys don't really have particularly good combat skills, unfortunately, but I guess it's just going to have to do. Okay, so we're going to do pincer movement once again. That has usually shown itself to be relatively decent. So you know what that means. Yes, that means advancing on the opponent, moving our forces into a left and right flank location, and then attempting to just collapse on them. Unfortunately, it is a little bit more difficult than, you know, what I've just said, because we actually have a huge amount of cavalry to fight. And the cavalry, as you can see, there's 90 of them total on the battlefield right here, which is really bad. That is absolutely terrible. So we're going to have some huge issues actually dealing with them. Unfortunately, not sure how that's going to go, but hopefully it's going to go okay. I mean, we do have... Let me actually just move these guys over here, move these guys over here. I'm just going to try to distract this other flank. Try to get them in a decent position. I wish this polearm had crushed through blocks, but it does not, unfortunately. Okay, oh, hello. Okay, what are we doing here? What are we doing? They're, are they horse archers? Are they actually running around with a bunch of horse archers? That's kind of strange. I'm just going to leave my forces on hold position right now, and all I'm going to do is I'm just going to move these guys in here, over there, and move these guys in here, like so. And we're just going to leave them in hold position while they move to their locations, and then we're going to tell them to charge in once they are really close to the enemy's forces, because I don't want them to get distracted by the cavalry, because that's generally what tends to happen against Bretonnia. I've noticed that time and time again now, so I'm going to try to minimize the distraction that our forces face. I don't think that's going to make much difference, to be honest, but yeah, well, we'll see. I mean, you can see right here, actually, maybe it's not too bad. Maybe it's okay. Yeah, I mean, the archers are going to be annoying because they're going to be skirmishing. Going to tell them to charge now. Tell our infantry to charge and everything. Tell our cavalry to charge as well, even though I barely have any of those. And we're just going to run along here. Try to do some damage to the archers, because the archers are going to be annoying as it is. I should probably try and focus on some of the cavalry as well, but we have such a slow mount, it's very, very difficult and very inefficient for me to try to kill enemy cavalry, in my opinion, but I don't know, maybe it is actually kind of worth it. Yeah, as you can see, 79 damage. I was trying to go for the head. Unfortunately, not really going to happen too much. Going to try to go for some nice little swings here. As you can see, my swing speed is actually a lot faster now that we have that 15% increase from the wonderful 250th level perk. So that does actually help us quite a bit. Now, if we can just continue to do this and maybe cause them quite a bit of morale problem, I wouldn't be too upset at that. That would be nice. Hello. Hello there. It's time for us to... Here we go. It's time for you to go and see your maker. Dearie me. Yeah, it is actually time for them to see that. Hello. Okay, what do we have going on here? Oh, more horse archers. I see. I gotta say, I'm quite surprised. I'm surprised to see that Bretonnia actually has horse archers. I would have expected them to just have lancing characters, but they do. Yeah, the thrusting is much better at dealing with the enemy's cavalry for sure, because if you try to do a slash and you're not traveling in the opposite direction, as you can see right there, look at that, 51 damage. That is not enough. If that was a piercing attack, if I did a thrust right there, that would have been a kill in my opinion. But yeah, yeah. Well, couldn't really do much about that. Yeah, there we go. Nice. See, there we go. That's exactly what I'm talking about. That is exactly what we want to see every single time. Unfortunately, we can't get that every single time. There we go. Nice. Nice. 81. Ooh, 144. We actually hit one of those nobles. Very, very dangerous right there. I'm actually wondering whether the enemy is going to retreat. It feels like a retreat is on the cards for them very, very soon. Nice damage. Nice damage. Can we get some more? What are these guys doing? They're just standing here. Okay. This is kind of ripe for the picking, right? Yeah, this is pretty easy. We can do some nice head slashes. Alright, so what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to consolidate, because we've just lost a pretty significant amount of our troops here, because as I have said, the Bretonnians are very, very good at, shall we say, dividing us, because their cavalry is just running all over the place, right? And because their cavalry is running all over the place, my orcs are just going all over the place. Yeah, you get it. Yeah, exactly. They literally just do that because they're trying to run after the cavalry all the time, and that really doesn't really help us that much. Yeah. I mean, we're losing quite a few people right now, but that's okay. Hopefully, we're gonna still be fine. I mean, you can see here. It's actually very annoying for us to deal with this. Not sure how we're supposed to really do it, but yeah, because this is a flat battlefield. It's very, very difficult for orcs to deal with cavalry on this kind of... yeah. Not sure how... You know what? Should I retreat? I feel like retreating right now, actually. Okay, you know what? We're going to do that. I don't really want to, because I feel like we had such a significant... Well, significant advantage. But it feels to me like, yeah, look at this. Look at that. How many do we have left? We've got loads of Black Orc bosses still remaining. We've got 74 of those guys. So we should technically be able to go back in here and have, well, pretty much nothing to worry about. But let's just see what happens. I'm going to go, and we're going to see if we can maybe make this work a little bit better. I'm going to... see, look at this. It's an absolutely flat battlefield. It's terrible. What can I do here? What can I do? We can actually go up here. Okay, from the bird's eye view, yeah, I guess we could try to use the trees a little bit, but The funny thing is, I feel like these guys are not going to come in here. I don't think they're going to be that aggressive. I think that's what's... I think they're going to avoid being aggressive in every single way. So let's actually see what happens. Maybe they're actually going to come over here. Oh, they are actually coming over here. Interesting. Okay, this is pretty good for us. Okay, so the question is, how are we going to make this work? I'm going to actually place our forces into a double line here. I do not want to have us being spread out. I want to make it really, really hard for them to basically do anything. I would like to get a really, really nice wall of troops, basically. I want to get a wall that is extremely difficult for them to penetrate. Hopefully we can actually make that happen. Yes, as you can see, they are actually deciding to come in. And if they decide to do that, hopefully we will be able to inflict some pretty nice damage to them. Maybe. Okay, here we go. Okay, we're going to tell them to charge. Going to tell our guys to charge in. And as you can see, we are already... there we go, yes. See, now, this is what they're trying to do. They're trying to get us to break ranks, which is exactly what we're going to do, because we're going to go and charge directly at their archers and try to inflict as much damage as we can against them. I actually want to get off my mount right now. Ideally, I would like to get off my mount, but I have a bad feeling that if I do that, we are going to have huge issues dealing with the cavalry after that. But I have a feeling I could... You know what? I'm going to do it. This is a bad idea, by the way. Don't do this, okay? Don't do this yourself. This is a bad idea. I'm doing this for a very specific reason. Here we go. Boom. Okay, now don't get killed now. Yes, let's do this. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Okay. This is not too bad. Basically, what I'm trying to do right now is I'm trying to eliminate the infantry of the opponent. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to basically thin it out so there are only cavalry. And if we can, I'd like to try to force a retreat. That's it. Trying to force a retreat would be fantastic. Let's try and knock these guys off their mounts as well. That's obviously going to be extremely useful too. I did no damage. Wow, I did no damage with my ability. I actually thought that I had someone right next to me, but apparently not. Ah, yes, and there's a couch lance for 46 damage on the head. Okay, that's kind of harsh, but as you can see, look at that. We've already eliminated 100 troops. We've barely lost anyone. So we're going to tell everyone to charge right now. We were just holding position, but now we're just going to charge. I wouldn't mind getting on a mount right now. I highly doubt I'm going to be able to catch up to any of these horses. Yeah. Maybe I can. I'm probably going to get killed, actually. I have a bad feeling. Hello, horsey. No. No, it's just going to... No, it's just going to run away from me. Alright, yeah, well, that kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Kind of makes sense. Okay, so are we literally just chasing them across the entirety of the battlefield? That does look to be the case. Unfortunately, we are now being attacked by the significant amounts of cavalry that are coming in. And this is, in general, going to be quite dangerous. Nice. Oh, did you see that? Whoa, that was a nice hit. He literally just glitched through the ground as well from such a massive slam right there. Okay, so yeah. Unfortunately, I am probably going to die here. Let's see if I can... No, I think we should be okay. No. See, as you can see, the ratio of our kill is just so much better than it was beforehand. We don't really have much to worry about here. I'm actually going to use my ability on no one because I want to provide our forces with a buff. Try to get them doing more damage, of course. And let's see if we can... Are we going to force them into a retreat right here? It feels like they're going to retreat soon. And there it is. There is indeed the retreat. I'm actually very surprised that they decided to go for that, but there you go. Very nice. 155 renown for us. Obviously, renown doesn't really matter to us that much anymore because we are Clan Tier 6. But it is obviously going to continue increasing our overall party size. So that's always nice. Okay, so more Black Orc bosses for us. I really don't want any of those Goblin Wolf Riders. That was such a bad experience for us back then, wasn't it? Yeah. Well, never mind. You remember that time, you know, where we had just goblin wolf riders and we basically almost ended up losing the battle just purely because they were running around so, well, I wouldn't say randomly, but they were not doing a particularly good job. So anyway, we'll just take all of this and we'll see if we can actually end up doing anything in this siege, because we don't have the walls down. We are about to get them down. It's going to take a little bit of time, but hopefully we'll be able to do it. Okay, yeah, so you can see here that obviously our trebuchets are actually doing a pretty reasonable job. Kind of hoping that our goblin engineer will continue. Yeah, no, it seems like we're going to be absolutely fine. I am going to have to wait until we are full HP before we go in, though. Alright, so I'm excited about this because this is actually the first time we've had the opportunity to head into a siege where the walls are actually down. So I don't know how this is going to go. However, what I am going to do is I'm actually going to reduce the amount of infantry that our other fellow is commanding, because I want every single person that we can to benefit from our banner, first of all, but also to benefit, obviously, from the amount of really, really good bonuses that we have here. For example, all of the HP bonuses, all of the armor bonuses, and so on and so forth. It's really going to make a big difference. Obviously, that's the reason why calling for an army is extremely lucrative as well, because I don't know whether you noticed in, you know, one of the previous episodes when we actually led an army, we had lords that had so many perks. It was actually insane. They were so fun to utilize. So anyway, we're going to try and see if I can maybe do some damage here. I'm going to basically just do this, first of all, just to kind of get the first initial initiative. Haha, initial initiative. Wow, that's redundant. Anyway, the point is, we're going to try to get right on in there immediately. The first strike will be ours. And then we'll do this. Yeah, there we go. Nice. That is what we love to see. Now, if I can... You know what? I wouldn't mind leveling up my two-handed somewhat, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to block a little bit here, and then we're going to switch to two-handed. Going to switch to two-handed, there we go, and now we'll do some damage. Ooh, nice. I like it. Now let's do some damage with our two-handed here as well. I would love it if this would actually cleave as well. I actually don't know, does it cleave? I don't think it does. That's okay. That's fine. That's just, you know, that's just base game Bannerlord stuff. That's all fine. And let's do some damage. Nice. And the buff, obviously, is going to make a big difference, too. But these archers have no idea what they're about to face. They literally just have this massive orc blade coming towards their faces, and they just go, yeah, you know what? I'll just let it happen, because there's nothing they can do. There we go. Nice. Eliminate the Knights of the Realm as well. I do have a little bit of a worry here, because I don't really want to get myself killed that easily. I mean, I'm running around with 280 HP almost, basically. So generally it is more difficult for us to be eliminated than pretty much any other character I think I've ever had, maybe with the exception of the warrior priest. Because the warrior priest, that was a special individual. We had basically, well, I think we could heal ourselves, couldn't we? Or we had some kind of damage aura or something like that. Yeah, I think we had a damage aura that would do 5 damage or something like that to people around us, and it would be almost constant, which is just insanity if you think about it. Anyway, I don't know how much we're actually going to get here in terms of two-handed, but I'd love to get to 250 if at all possible, because 250 is all you need to max out two-handed. Oh, we got 215. What? We're really low on that. Okay, I had no idea. I thought we were a lot higher than that, but that's okay. We can actually just continue to do some damage here. That's all you need to do. You know, I'd like to try to increase this a little bit, because the more that we increase our two-handed skill as well, I think that the ability is going to scale. I could be wrong about that, but we did actually gain a level just now too. That's cool. All right, let me just go here. Okay, I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't block me, but there you go. Okay. I was kind of hoping to walk... Oh, everyone's just standing there. Okay. Did you notice? I was like, oh yes, I'm going to ignore the fact that my orcs are just standing there doing nothing. Yeah, for some reason, they tend to do that sometimes. It's because they're waiting, you see. They're waiting for the other side to actually do something, you know, the other side of the wall here, but there isn't anything that's actually going to happen, so I basically just have to tell them to charge in. And that's pretty much it. But yeah, hopefully I'm going to be able to get some nice two-handed skill here. Most of these guys are just militia, so we're not going to get that much experience for them. Like I've said before, Bretonnia, peasants, you know, they're not really going to get us that much experience. But with the sheer amount of them, hopefully that's going to make a difference to us. Let's do this. There we go. I kind of hoped that we would actually get skill for using our ability, but obviously I think that would be a bit too... Would that be a bit overpowered? Maybe. It might be a bit overpowered then, because you're hitting so many targets for such a huge amount of damage that it would power level you very, very fast. Maybe that would be a bit too much, right? But yeah. Anyway, we're done. I was getting a little bit overzealous there. I was like, yes, I'm slashing everyone in the area. That was a lot of fun. Okay, so yeah, we should be absolutely fine here. I'm buffing my my people. Wait a minute, what's going on over there? How dare you? How dare you do damage to my friends here? Boom, there you go. Let's try and help them out. Even if I die here, I don't really mind. We've done some pretty nice damage so far. And I was kind of trying to help them out. Okay, I'm going to try to just do some defense. A little bit of defense. There we go. Nice. Kill them all. There we go. Look at that. We helped these guys and they actually managed to survive. I'm actually surprised about that. I thought they were dead for sure. That's crazy. All right. Yeah, we're done. Yeah, we are actually done. Look at that. Gaining, well, we actually got 250 kills, and I was using a weapon that isn't actually maxed out yet. So generally, if I were to have 250 in two-handed, we probably would have gotten, well, I don't know, probably another 10 or 20 kills. Maybe not that much. Maybe not that much more, because we were in pretty good situations most of the time, so I don't think we really need to worry about that too much. Okay, so we're going to go in there. There we go, 268 renown. Oh, I think someone actually asked me why I don't go into the keep. The reason why I don't go into the keep most of the time is because either I'm too low in HP and I'm worried that I'm going to fail and die, or if I'm full HP at the time, which is unlikely, let's face it, you know, it's me, but let's just say that I am full, most of the time I'm going to forget, because it's just become habit at this point. So yeah, that's basically what it comes down to. I'd have to specifically remember that I should go in there, and yeah, I can definitely do that. Don't get me wrong. I'm perfectly fine to do that, but I just have to remember to do it. So yeah, maybe next time we go into a castle or a keep or something like that, I'll try to enter into the keep if I'm actually in a decent HP level, because at this point, preventive medicine has just activated, as you can see, and it actually gave me back 30% of my missing HP, which means that I'm now at 40%. And yeah, well, that's the main reason why I have 40%, because I had 10% before, if you saw. Anyway, there we go. We were able to do it. And I'm gonna... Should I wait here for some time? Do I care about waiting for some time? Yeah, I guess so. I mean, it doesn't really matter too much. I mean, the thing is, the walls are down, you see. The walls are down right now, so if these guys come over here and they try to recapture this, it's going to be extremely simple for them to do so. I really, really badly want to take this. So I think I might actually just head over there right now and just literally take it. I think we should just go for it, right? Shall we? I don't know. I think that's very reckless, but we are orcs, right? We are orcs. Yeah, by the way, that random event that just came up, that I believe we need spell casting for that to work. Okay, so for the new owner of the castle, we could technically give it to ourselves. No, this guy is going to be getting it by the looks of things. All right, yeah, that's absolutely fine. There we go. My charm skill obviously is not very high, but that's not really what I'm particularly focusing on right now. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll just take a quick look at our two-handed tree here. Okay, we've got Blade Master and we've got Vandal. Generally, I do feel as though we should go with Blade Master here, just purely because of the 2% increased attack speed to infantry in our formation, because otherwise we have 20% increased damage against destructible objects, which is, in my opinion, not very useful. Vandal for me, though, is better from a personal perspective, because 25% armor penetration, imagine... That's really good, right? 25% armor penetration against highly armored targets. That's going to mean that you'll do more damage against highly armored targets, whereas 10% additional damage from a base value means that you'll do less damage against highly armored targets, but you'll still gain damage against the wide variety of units that you're fighting. So it depends on what you personally want, but I obviously want the 2% attack speed to our infantry. So that's why I'm taking Blade Master there. And we also have Cheat Death and Fortitude Tonic. We're going to be taking Fortitude Tonic. That's going to get me another 5 HP and 10 HP to other companions. Obviously, that doesn't really do much, unfortunately, but, you know, it's good enough, right? It's good enough. And let's get some scouting skill while we have the ability to do so too. And let's move on. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to make my way over here. I'm going to make a... Oh, Curon just got taken. Okay, that's not particularly good. But I don't think we need to worry about it super badly because it is currently... Wow, that is a massive army. Look at that. It's currently potentially under siege. Yep, it is actually under siege by one of our friends over there. He has 1,700 units. And hopefully he's going to take it soon. Oh, we have a brawl here too. Okay, so we kind of have a double whammy going on here. So we have a starved garrison, and we also have every single trebuchet constructed, which is really going to make a massive difference to our overall effectiveness once we get in here. However, obviously this is going to reduce, I would assume at least, it is going to reduce the amount of renown that we're going to get from the actual battle. Now, of course, we're having another problem here. Our money situation is actually taking quite a bit of a hit here. Yeah, the only thing I can really do about that is just rush back to my fief and yeah, just try to sell some stuff, and because it does get restored very quickly. The marketplace gets restored like every day or something like that, so it is pretty good. But yeah, as you can see, we do have some NPCs coming in here to actually help us out with this, which, all intents and purposes, we didn't really need that, but I guess it's okay. I mean, it's going to basically secure the elimination of this particular faction. So I suppose we don't really need to be too upset about that, but it is going to reduce the amount of renown that we get. But as I said, I don't know whether we really need to be too worried about that anymore, you know, because renown is... well, renown's not really necessary, right? Anyway, we're going to try and see... Ooh, hello, wait a minute. Okay, I'm going to go up here, I guess. What? This is weird. Alright, I'm not sure how this is going to go, but I'm going to go up here without a shield. This is probably not the best idea, but yeah, we're going to go up here without a shield. See if I can do some damage. There we go. Okay, not really as good as I anticipated, but that, I guess good enough. Nice. Okay. We can destroy their shields really fast with this weapon. It's actually insane. Look at that. I'm literally destroying Knights of the Realm's shields in like, what, 3 hits? 2 hits or something like that? That's pretty incredible. Nice. Nice. That's what I like to see. And yeah, I mean, basically they're done. that is pretty much it. I mean, literally. The amount of... I don't know. The amount of aggression that we can show just purely because the walls are down is staggering. Obviously the difference is just night and day, basically. So yeah, I think in general, obviously it is worth it. As we've seen in the past in many series, it is worth it to take the walls down. But the question is if you think the time investment actually pays off, because the time invested is quite significant if you don't really have a significant amount of, you know, engineering or anything like that. You know, if your engineering skill is not that high, then it might actually take you quite a bit to get them down. And or if you don't really care or need anything else. Like, for example, my money situation is kind of a bit problematic right now. So I'm hopeful that we'll be able to go over to my town after this, and then maybe go over to some of the other towns and basically just get rid of some of our loot. I mean, I've got so much... I have so much cash right now that... I mean, basically just sitting, right? I have a lot of material cash rather than actual gold. So that is going to make a pretty big difference. There we go. Nice. Okay, come on up. Okay, can I get to 250? I'd love to get to 250 with two-handed here, if we can make it work. Maybe. I highly doubt it somehow. Oh, it does have crush through. The two-handed has crush through. That's nice. With certain things. Maybe not against shields, but I think it has crush through against parries. That seems pretty nice. I like that. I highly doubt I'm going to be able to do much more here, unfortunately. That doesn't seem particularly likely. Oh, maybe not. They are actually coming in still. I'm going to go into the keep, by the way. I will go into the keep at the end of this because, well, someone asked to do that, and I'm perfectly happy to do that. Let me see if I can... Yeah, there we go. Okay, well, use my ability, but basically only hit 2 people. Yeah, well, I guess it doesn't matter too much. Yeah, they're basically done. Not much more they can do here. And I think that's it. Yeah, I think that is indeed it. Look at that. Really, really simple, actually. And once again, obviously, we did starve out a handful of their garrison, which really, obviously, I guess made a bit of a difference. But we still got 67 renown. Pretty good, actually. Pretty good. You saved our necks. Yes, you saved our necks. Yeah, he doesn't sound like an orc, but that's okay. That's okay. Maybe in the future. But yeah, otherwise, let's just see what we can do. Goblin bosses. Very nice. Yes, I like that. 86. All right, here we go. Let's go into the keep. I need to remind myself, because otherwise I'm going to forget immediately. That's what's going to happen. Okay, wait. What do we have here? We just have some charges. A giant wolf. Yeah, I mean, we could technically use a wolf, but as I said, I feel like that's a goblin mount, isn't it? I don't know. Okay, so yeah, we have now eliminated this particular... Oh, wait. Are we not doing the keep? Oh, we're not doing the keep. Oh, okay. I guess because we killed them all, and there was not enough of them to actually retreat. Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. I was actually fully intending to go into the keep to see what it's like and stuff like that, because I wanted to show you. Obviously, we've seen it a handful of times in other series, but obviously not in this one. So yeah, sorry about that. I will try to remember to go into the keep in a future siege so that we can actually see what it's all about. And you can see here that the dukedom of Curon is no more. And I'm actually going to go over to the Black Orc Fort. Hopefully I'm going to be able to make it there in time. And then we'll head on to Curon itself. And we will try to get our hands on some gold. Yes, on some wonderful, wonderful gold. And there's obviously going to be a huge number of other individuals around here. Are we significantly overburdened? Yeah, kind of. 0.65. Ah, the brawl is available. The brawl is available once again. Okay, yes, that's wonderful. Okay, I will be going into the brawl in just a second. But yes, otherwise, let's just get rid of this. As you can see, we can literally get rid of... Wow. How much? 47 days worth. Okay. So are we over encumbered really dramatically otherwise? Yeah, kind of. So let's get rid of some of this, some of that. The wine is not really necessary. What about the hides and that stuff? Yeah, got loads of trade goods, so we can get rid of that. There we go. All right. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay, so we're going to get another 30,000. I'm going to do this to the variety of towns and stuff like that in the area so that we can gain back some cash. So I'm going to go to Curon and Chantillon and, yeah, basically everywhere that I can reach. And we're going to just sell whatever we can that's in our inventory right now. And then otherwise... Actually wondering, how's my prosperity doing here? My prosperity is not really going up. Is there some way that I can actually improve that? I'm going to have a look at the manual of the Old Realms. Going to see if I can maybe figure that out, because there is a way to increase the prosperity of your town once you own one. So that would be nice. Anyway, I'll do the brawls in those towns too, because obviously that's what we need. You can see here how many we need left. Yeah, there we go. I need 14 more brawls. And, well, a significant amount of battles, as you know. But hopefully, in my off-screen time, I'll be able to do something about that. And we might be able to reduce that to maybe less than 100. Highly unlikely, but I'll try. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.